Heather, hello there. It's Jeff Carter. I'm welcoming you to the OOTP Legends League not so game of the day. There's no games on June 20th, so nobody's playing. By the way, all the yeah, so everyone's off. So we will have a PC replay baseball thing for you. But we, as usual on the off days, go through the standings and the leaders to see what's going on. So why don't we do that? All right, so we're gonna show the leaderboards first. You see the lineups. John Oduber of the 93 Blue Jays. Seasonal team, he leads in batting average with 385. Ed Morgan of the Cleveland Legends at 370. And Tad the Splendid Splendour Williams at 365. Home runs, Mark McGwire, 31 home runs for Oakland. But the trouble with McGwire is that he's out for at least a month. So the top AL home run guy is hurt. Manram has 24 for Cleveland, and Babe Ruth has 23 for the Yankees. Legends. RBIs, Hank Greenberg, 74 for Detroit Legends. F. Rob for Baltimore, 72. And Manram, 69. Nice. Stolen bases, Kenny Lofton with 41 for Cleveland. Etrell, the Owen Mariners with 39. And Trish Speaker with 34 of them. OPS, Babe Ruth, number 118. Ted Williams, 117. And Frank Robinson, 115. Batter wins above replacement. Trish Speaker, the most valuable, if you will. Babe Ruth, hits him. And John Oduber to the 93 Blue Jays because they're doing decently. Ed Morgan has the best hitting streak with 23. Earned run average, Ron Guitry, 219. Urban Shocker and Mike Quay are doing well too. Wins Jesus Sanchez. He's a rookie. He leads the AL with 13. Chief Bender and Mike Quay have 11. Randy Johnson leads the strikeouts. Sanchez the second, 121, but Randy Johnson looks good. Jared Richard, 115. Saves Davinsky of the 2017 Astros, Papelbon, and Hoyt Wilhelm with 22. Pitcher winner above replacement, David Price, 4.6. Pretty good for Tampa's Legends. Jesus Sanchez for Kansas City, 4.5, and Cliff Lee, 3.9. Winning streak, Justin Verlander has 11-game winning streak. National League. Adrian Gonzalez leads the NL with 342. Cecil Cooper of the Milwaukee Legends at 340, and Rogers Hornsby 337 for St. Louis. There you go. Home runs, Ralph Kiner 24, Prince Fielder 23, Mike Schmidt 22. The 1980s version of Mike Schmidt got hurt quite a bit, so that's a Kiner and Fielder. RBIs, Eddie Matthews 69, nice. Prince Fielder second 59 in the 1980s. Mike Schmidt third with 58, so practically, a lot of RBIs on the American League side, I think. Stolen bases, Johnny Evers of the 1906 Cubs with 42. He's first. Frank Chance of his teammate with 32 for third. And Willie Tavares of the 07 Rockies with 39. OPS, Mike Schmidt of the 1980 Phillies, 103.4. Flighty Guerrero of Montreal second. And Miguel Cabrera third. Batter winner above replacement, the 54 Giants, Willie Mays, doing his job, 4.1. Mike Schmidt of the 1980 Phillies, 3.5. Phillies. And Miguel Cabrera, 3.3. McCutcheon would have a 23-game hitting streak. Earned run average, Jack Pfister and Matt Harrison of the 1906 Cubs tied with a 178 job, even though they're 2 games below 500. Carl Hubble has a 2.11 earned run average. Andy Bennis, Matt Harrison, and Carl Hubble with 11 wins. Dwight Gooden, 113 for the strikeouts. Pedro, 103. Koufax, 100. Yeah. It strikes me about Matt Harrison. Released by the Texas Legends, and then he went to the Cubs and then put on a number. I think he was a late replacement or something. But yeah, Matt Harrison's been on fire. Boggles the mind. Saves Wetland of Montreal with 23. He leads the majors. Romo with 22 for San Fran. Bruce Sutter with 20. Wins above replacement, Bob Gibson, number 1, 4.1. Pedro, number 2, and Dwight Gooden, number 3. And then the winning streak, Tim Lincecum trying for his 12th straight. So let's go to the wild cards because this is where we talk about the 8 teams to make the playoffs. As you can see right now, Kansas City, Oakland, Houston, Detroit, and Boston would be in the top 5. Boston should be number 2 because they have 51 wins. So yeah, by percentage, they're number 2. Oakland, Houston, and Detroit would be behind them. So yeah, so Boston would be the 2 seed. Oakland, Houston, and Detroit, though, the job they did. So yeah, those are the division leaders. Baltimore is the first wild card, 49 wins. Toronto and the White Sox would also make the playoffs, nipping out Texas and Cleveland. The top seasonal teams of 2017 Nationals, 39 and 33. Pretty good. They're only 5 back in the wild card hunt and are on a 3-game winning streak. So yeah. Yeah, so if the numbers are correct, the White Sox would have the 8th seed and would face Kansas City. Toronto would face Boston. Baltimore would take on Oakland, and Houston and Detroit would have to face each other. In the National League, San Fran, Marlins, and Mets all with 50 wins, and all are your leaders. Montreal leading with 43, Cincy with 42. So, division winners. Los Angeles and St. Louis would make the wild card, with Atlanta and San Diego coming close, too. The 1906 Cubs are the top seasonal team in the National League with a 35-37 mark. Mama. Mama. So the Giants, if they Braves and Padres winner would take on the Giants. The Marlins legends would take on the Cardinals legends. They were traded for one another. Mets would play Dodgers, and Expos would take on the Reds. All right, so expanded standings. The Red Sox lead the AL East by 2 over Baltimore, and the Yankees, the defending champs, are 10 back, with the 93 Blue Jays, 84 Tigers, 04 Red Sox cleaning up the path. By Pythagorean, Baltimore would be first, Boston second, New York third. Toronto would have a bad Pythagorean with 26 wins, but they have 33 wins. Winning streak, well, the Yankees have a 5-game winning streak trying to move up. On AL Central, Kansas City crushing it. White Sox and Cleveland are passengers, 91 Twins, 85 Royals, and 17 White Sox. Also, Pythagorean, Cleveland would be second ahead of the White Sox by Pythagorean. Well, the 1917 White Sox have lost 11 in a row. That's kind of pathetic. The AL West, Oakland leads the Angels by 6. Seattle and the 2017 Astros are tied. Houston's got 3 straight wins. The 2017 Astros are chasing for and trying to become a top 3 team. Yeah, Oakland and Anaheim. Pythagorean would have a 3-team race. Oakland, Angels, and Seattle would all be there. Houston would be close too. Yeah, Pythagorean has ruined the 2011 Rangers. In the AL North, Detroit leads Toronto by a game. They both have won 3 in a row. Minnesota with 5 back. 1920 Indians, 1970 Orioles, and 1927 Yankees are way back there. Pythagorean, same thing, although the 1920 Indians would be last. The South, Houston leads Texas by 4 and Tampa by 5, and then everyone else is a passenger. 29 A's, 02 Angels, 2020 Rays. 4-game losing streak for Houston, even though they're winning the division. The 29 A's have won 4 straight. So, anyway, Tampa and Houston would be fighting in the ASF if by Pythagorean. The NL East, the Mets lead the Cardinals by 3 and the Phillies by 12.5. The Phillies do have to play a doubleheader against Colorado. Was it 07? I think it's the 07 Rockies, but they'll be waiting until September. If you want to know the half mark. 97 Marlins, 80 Phillies, and 19 Nationals, all on the passenger side of the window. Nothing much to talk about Pythagorean-wise, except for the fact that the 97 Marlins should be only winning 24 when they're winning 31. And they're on a 5-game losing streak to beat. And El Central, Cincy, and Pittsburgh are tied for first. Actually, Pittsburgh would definitely have it by Pythagorean. Pittsburgh's won 6 in a row. Cincy just won. Cubs are 6 back. They've won 4 straight. 64 Cardinals have lost 4 straight. So, yeah, so Pittsburgh's trying to chase, and we saw them yesterday. Okay, in the West, the Giants lead the Dodgers by a game. The Diamondbacks are 13 back. 0-6 Cubs, 1954 Giants, and 2007 Rockies are bringing up the rear. 4 straight wins for Arizona. They're trying to do something here. The North, Montreal leads Colorado by 2 and Milwaukee by 3. 55 Dodgers, 86 Mets, 75 Reds are up the backside. The 86 Mets look pretty bad. Pretty bad. In the NL South, Miami leads Atlanta and San Diego by 4. With the 57 Braves, 98 Padres, and 2001 Diamondbacks doing it in the South. So that's what we got. So let's take a look at the division leaders. The Bull Sox up by 2. Their normal lineup: Tris Speaker, Normar, Ted Williams, Ortiz, Rice, Lynn, Pedroia, Fisk, and Collins. Pretty good rotation and sent 3 10-game winners: Cy Young, Smokey Joe, and Wakefield. Their bullpen's not too bad. Their organization, they injured Harry Breachin out 8 to 9 weeks. Did they sign him? Yeah, Boston signed Breachin. Yeah. So he'll be out for a few months. Yeah, right? Yeah, released by the Cardinals and the Red Sox picked him up. Okay, so Breachin is the only one for the Red Sox. So that's kind of interesting. So Kansas City looking good. You got Willie Wilson, Frank White, the rookie third baseman Gabriel Garcia, Carlos Beltran, Mike Sweeney, John Mayberry, Jermaine Dye, Darrell Porter, and Freddie Patak. This rotation looks good. Everyone has only 2 losses except for Greinke, but yeah, Sanchez and Kawika at the top of the leaderboard. 21-4 between those two guys. It's like, what the hell? Organization wise, injuries. George Brett's out for 4 to 5 weeks, apparently. Yeah, he's out with another month for an oblique strain, and he's a pretty good hitter. And Pedro Colazo, who was pretty good as a rookie, his intercostal strain might cost him the rookie of the year. Although the Royals have their own rookie of the year in Gabriel Garcia, so he's lifting the team. He's putting the team on his shoulders, his 26-year-old shoulders. Oakland leads the West. They have Ricky, LaJoie, Simmons, Reggie, Fox, Giambi, Tejada, Chavez, and Steinbach as their main guys. They're pitching. Well, Fida Blue has to come in. I wonder why he's number 5. Who was the number 5? Well, anyway, yeah. Tim Hudson hasn't done much. Catfish Hunter or Mark Boulder, yeah. I think there's been an injury, but yeah, pair of 10-game winners. Organization wise, injury. Mark McGuire has a sprained ankle. He's out for a month. And the guy was on pace for maybe cracking 65 home runs. And the pitching, it kind of um, scares me. It's like, well, how many times have they? Yeah, 5-man rotation, but like, yeah, they have Bender, Blue, Grove, Plank, and Waddell. Where's their 5th starter? Like, who was the 5th starter? All that. Like, look at the innings pitched and all that. Mike Mulder. Like, I don't know. I actually wish I knew all pitchers starter. Well, yeah, the 5 starters, but who started and all that? Like the starting rotation. Like who was the 5th starter? I can't even figure what they did and all that. That's kind of awkward. Like who the 5th starter was. Well, as is with Oakland. Well, let's go to Detroit first. But as is with Oakland, now with McGuire hurt, Fox now has to take over at first base, and that actually moves Chavez back in the starting rotation at third base. Yeah, I want to know who Oakland's number 5 starter was. Because it's like, well, who was the 5th starter? Now let's go to April because the season started in April, right? Like who was the starter? Who was the number 5 guy? Tim Hudson. Oh, so it was Hudson who was number 5 and then got replaced. Okay, yeah, Tim Hudson got replaced. Yeah, right. Pitching wise, yeah, Tim Hudson was 72 innings pitched. Yeah, Hudson was the number 5 guy. Now they moved him out and put Vida Blue back. I think they did. Right. So Detroit, Ty Cobb playing Garinger, Greenberg, Cash, Heilman, Higginson. Okay, that must be some move. Trammell, Evans, and Freehand. Pitching wise, the rotation not as good as I thought. Verlander and Bunning look good, but Scherzer, Newhouser, and Morris are not anything special. I must say. Rest injured list. No one's injured. When I look at left field, I'm like, well, they have 6 outfielders. Like Granderson should be playing more in left field. I'll be honest with you. Like Heilman and Kirk Gibson. So that's kind of weird and all that. But yeah, left field. Like the overfield is like left field. Willie Horton looks like a good left fielder when he plays well. All right, whatevs. And then you got yourself the Astros in the South. Cesar Cedeno, Biggio, Burke, Bagwell, Caminiti, Glenn Davis, DHing, Hidalgo playing center field, not really the best. Vaughn and Osmus. Pitching wise, well, they have Richard, Scott, and Wilson doing well. Oswald and Reynolds have not done so well. DePino and Durker. Organization wise, injured list. Nobody's injured. Thank goodness for that. So yeah, Houston doing well. And then they got the three wildcard teams. The Orioles are the wildcard. They have Seisler, Roberts, Ken Williams, Robinson, Powell, Cal, Brooks, Blair, and Dempsey. Their starting rotation, 3 10-game winners. Palmer and Bedard are sling, but yeah, Shocker and Claire in the back end, pretty good. They have some good pitching. Injured list, they have 3 guys. Jim Johnson out for a few more months. He was decent. Tim Stoddard is out with a hamstring for 2 to 3 weeks, 15 saves. Baltimore is fine. BJ Ryan has come through, and Eddie Murray with a fractured thumb, he'll be back. And that'll be good news for the team. Well, Seisler's a good first baseman. Luke Powell at the H. Well, I don't know what they'll do with Murray back. Toronto, second wild card. Robbie Alomar, Batista, Carter Delgado, Olerud, Devo, Sean Green, Fernandez, and Buck. And then their pitching, not really great. Well, Jimmy Key has a decent +4 winning percentage, but Halliday, Wells, Steven Guzman are not doing too well. The bullpen's basically been lifting this team. I'll be honest with you. Looking at the best guys, looking at the guys like the best overall, like everyone's 2.5 overall in a sense. Got Doyle Alexander still around, Jesse Barfield, Jason Frazier, Alex Gonzalez, Aaron Hill, Casey Jensen, Billy Koch. Those guys should be coming up soon or then later. And the White Sox, season 1 champions of OOTP. Eddie Collins playing second, Johnny Mosto playing center. I think there's an injury that, yeah, Chet. I was going to say Chet's hurt. Who's the center field? I forgot. Shoeless playing right field. The Baker, Canerco, Ventura, Chat, Przinsky, and App. Their pitching's not anything super special either, in a sense. Injured list, Appling out with a hamstring sprain for a week, so he's been their star shortstop. And Aparicio has to come in. He's pretty good. My question is, yeah, I look at the outfield. I got to look at the outfielders. Like the outfielders, there's 6 outfielders. Lemon, Mosto. Yeah, Mosto. Where? Yeah, Mosto should be playing center field. He's out for a couple of days with a herniated disc, but he's not on the injured list. Oh, okay. Ah, that makes sense. All right, so let's look at the National League. The Mets, Hojo, Hernandez, Pizza, Strawberry, Kent, Benia, Cleon, Ashburn, and Harrelson. I think Ashburn and Harrelson are technically in for injury because I don't see Lenny Dykstra. Their pitching rotation pretty solid. None of them have more than 3 losses. Injured list. David Wright out for a week with a strained oblique, but he'll be back. He'll be fine. He's playing third base. Yeah, so Harrelson. Yeah, there's got to be some type of thing here. Ah, meh. Cincinnati Reds. Got Morgan, Rose, Votto, Clue, Davis, O'Neill, Larkin, Benjamin, Boone. Yeah, Boone. Who the hell? Pitching rotation, not bad, but Soto and Cueto on the back end, not really the best. Injured list, Tony Cruciero out with Bruce Knee. He didn't really, he was the second, he was pretty much the backup to Morgan this year, I think. So no harm, no foul. The Giants, yeah, Robbie Thompson, Bill Terry, Willie Mays, Say Hey McCovey, Kevin Mitchell, Mel Ott, Cepeda, Buster Posey, and Travis Jackson, your starters. The rotation's been great. Hubble and Lincecum, 22-2 in the back end. Beautiful. Injured list. Gary LaFell will be out for a few more months. He'll be back by August. He was pitching quite well. And Barry Bonds torn shoulder. He will be out till February. So the dude freaking had 43 home runs. He was looking good to break that mark, but he tore his labrum. The good news for the Giants is that Cepeda is a profitable backup to Bonds. Like they do have only 5 outfielders. Cepeda, Donlin, Mays, Thompson, and Ott. Personally, I would love to trade away. I would like to move one of the catchers, well, or maybe even like put Bill Terry. I would probably get rid of Chief Myers and find another outfielder. because you want to have 6 outfielders just in case. But no. The Expos through Montreal, they lead. Rains, Vidro, Flatty, Dawson, Dimitri Young playing first base for a little bit. Nick Johnson DHing. Carter Wallach and Spike Owen. Rotation looks good except for Steve Rogers in the back end. Injured list. Alfonso Soriano out one more week with the patellar tendonitis. 17 home runs in 56 games this year. So yeah, Soriano is coming back. He has to come back. I mean, you can't have like Nick Johnson be your main guy. Well, second base was Fudro and the DH Nick Johnson. But yeah, they'll have to figure something out with Soriano coming back in the lineup. I'll be honest with you. And then finally, the Marlins. Cuba Rivera's not really the best second baseman, but anyway, Hanley, Cabrera, Stanton, Alou, Sheffield, Kotze, Lee, and Charlie Johnson. Rotation looks good. Burnett and William Willis are pretty good in the back end. The back end. Injured list. Omar Infante out 5 weeks with a strained groin. He was their main second baseman. That's why Q Ferris is in the lineup. The Dodgers, top wildcard team. Yeah, they're tight with the Giants. Jackie, Kemp, Herman, Snyder, Garvey, Hodges, Campy, Say, and Reese. Their primary lineup. Good rotation. Good bullpen. Injured list. Saito out 5 more days with a sore shoulder. So yeah, I don't know who would be taken out, honestly, with Saito. Pedro Guerrero out for at least another month. I don't think that is kind of Hispanic. Yeah, I'm moving Pedro Guerrero to make him more black. Elbow strain. He's out 53 games. He was the third baseman. Bill Russell, he was injured a lot last year. So, yep, he has to step in. Cardinals second wild card. We got Ozzy, Chick Hafey playing left. He's been decent. Mize, Pools, Hornsby, Musial, Torrey, McGee, and Pendleton. Rotation, yay! Organization, injured list. Ken Boyer, broken kneecap. He's out till November. So that's bad news for the Cardinals because Ken Boyer was a decent third baseman. Pendleton will have to come in. Maybe Ripper Collins or Jim Bottomley will have to play more third base. Ripper Collins. And the Braves, the third wild card with the Padres. Atlanta with Giles, Matthews, Aaron, Chipper, Cardi, Lopez, Adcock, Furco, and Andrew Jones. Greg Max has come back from injury, so he's the main starter now. Johnny Sain's down to being a bullpen guy. You see there, nobody hurt. That's good and all that. And the Padres also are chasing for that wild card. Templeton, Gwynn, Nevin, McGriff, Agon, Winfield, Giles, Randy, Reddy, and Gene Tennants. Great top of the rotation. Injured list. Benito out, torn labrum. He's out for the year, which is bad news because he was a pretty good catcher. Gene Tennants, they had to put an 18-year-old named Pancho Trillo. I feel like San Diego should find another catcher to get rid of for Pancho Trillo and all that. But what's there to do? So anyway, those are your 16 teams that would make the playoffs. We talked about things for a long time, and let's have fun with another OOTP season. Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond. Adieu.